everyone. Hi, thank you for joining me. Come on in. I'm Rebecca, if we haven't met before, and if we have met before, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. Now, as some of you eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed, I'm not in my usual environment today. That's because I'm actually away from home for a few days. I'm staying in a hotel. So I thought I'd just take this opportunity to talk you through everything that is in my makeup bag. Now, this is my dedicated travel makeup bag that I always use whenever I go on a trip. It's huge, as you can see, but it's cotton, so it's quite soft and squishy, and it really folds down in any luggage, in any suitcase that I want to take with me. It's great. I love it. It's actually by Scamp and Dude. Now, I did talk about Scamp and Dude in my recent favourites video. I was wearing one of their scarves, that lovely green scarf. So if you want to know a bit more about them and what they're about, then I'll link that video below so that you can refer back. It's actually the first product I talk about in that video. They're a great company. They do really, really beautiful, high quality products, and they do a lot for charity as well. So for every scarf sold, they will donate another one to a woman with cancer and things like that. They just do a lot of good things, and they're really, really beautiful products as well. So I highly recommend you go and check them out if you haven't already. So let's get into this huge makeup bag then, shall we? When I go away, and I think it's probably the same for a lot of us, the products that I take with me, they're usually my absolute favourites, my tried and tested, tried and true, never let me down, all-time favourites. Because why wouldn't you take those products, you know? If something's going to take up valuable space in my luggage, I want to know that it's going to perform and do exactly what I want it to do. You know, I'm not taking anything that I bought last week. I'm not taking any experimental makeup or anything that I've just recently tried. I want to know that my face is going to last all day. It's going to be bulletproof. I'm not going to have any, you know, smudgy mascara. My blush isn't going to come off within a couple of hours. The foundation's not going to oxidize or anything like that. You know, I want everything to be my tried and true all-time favorites. Because when you think about the reasons why we travel, you know, we might be going on a work trip, we might be going on a conference, you might have really long days. If it's a family thing, you might be going to a wedding, and then you really do want your makeup to look as perfect as possible for a long day, don't you? So with that in mind, I'm going to talk you through the items that I take with me. Now then, let's dive in to the big sack of goodies. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is the largest item in here, just because I want to get it out the way so I can rummage around in the bag and find all the other bits that I want to show you. So the largest item I take with me is actually my eyeshadow palette. Now, can any of you guess which one it might be? I bet you can. It's this one. It's the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I take this one with me. Firstly, I'm sure you've all seen these before. The colours are absolutely beautiful. They're really versatile. I can do a casual daytime look with it if it's just quite a low-key day, or with those darker shades, I can really amp it up for the evening if I want to. So I can do whatever look I want with this. It is the most versatile palette I think I have in my collection. But the second reason why I take it with me is because it has this massive mirror. I'm not going to angle it towards you because it'll blind you, but it's huge. I can fit my whole face in this mirror. And when you are travelling, if you're staying in a hotel or if it's a family occasion, you might be staying at somebody's house and you don't know what your mirror situation is going to be like, do you? I've stayed in hotels with pokey little bathrooms before. There might not be a window. The mirror might be all steamed up because I've just had a shower or something like that. And if you are staying at someone's house, you don't know where they're going to put you. I mean, you might have a lovely spare bedroom, maybe if you're lucky with an ensuite bathroom, or I don't know, they might put you in the attic or somewhere. You've got no control, have you? So if you don't have a good mirror, preferably near a window, then you know, you might struggle to do your makeup. And if you are going to a wedding, you want to look good, it could be a disaster. I've been there before, so I learned my lesson, and from now on I take a palette with a really good size mirror with me that I can use. And this is great because you can angle it wherever you want. Look, it stays on its own. So if you can place this on a windowsill somewhere, that's ideal for doing your makeup. And I just know I don't have to worry about it. I just know that I'll be able to see my face and see what I'm doing. So that's really important. That's my first item. Now, secondly, if we think about the base, the foundation that I choose to take with me on every trip that I go on, it's this. It's the Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation, and I have this in the shade 300N. Now, I've been in a long-term committed relationship with this foundation. Not monogamous, we're not monogamous, no. I do have other foundations that I also love. And I wear them for different reasons. You know, they all do a different job, don't they? But this one is the one I go to if, say, I am going to a full day event and I need to look as good at 10 o'clock at night as I looked at 8 o'clock in the morning. This is the one I'll go to. It was actually launched in 1997, so the year after it came out, I was at the Lancôme counter buying mine. I remember I just got my first job, my first professional job, where I had to look very smart all the time. I was buying suits for the first time in my life, and I wanted to really make sure that my face looked the part as well. So that was the foundation that I bought back in 1998. And they have changed the formula a few times over the years, but it's still just as good in my opinion. I still love it just as much now as I did then. So old favourite, tried and true, that's coming with me. Now for concealer, I take two different concealers with me. Again, they both do different jobs, and I will find them in my bag. Let's have a little rummage in here. Okay, so the first one, I've used this for many years as well. It's the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. And the second one is also by Nars. It's the Little Pot. It's the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Now, I take these two together because the colour match in both of these is ideal for me. I use them both in the shade Crème Brûlée. This one I'll use just to brighten up my inner corner area of my eye, just where I have a bit of darkness there in the hollows. It never creases, it stays on all day. I can really trust it and rely on it. And this one I don't use all the time, but if I do have any spots or any blemishes or any imperfections that need a bit more coverage, this is the one that I'll use. The texture of it is beautiful. It says it's a soft matte, and I'd say the key word there is soft. You know, it never looks hard or crusty or anything like that. It just blends in seamlessly, and I know that I can rely on that as well if we have a full day ahead of us. Now, after concealer, I'll use my bronzer. And if you've seen some of my makeup videos before, you might know which one I'm going to go for. I'm going to go with my long time oldest favourite, and it's my Nars Laguna. You all know Nars Laguna, don't you? It's just this beautiful neutral toned bronzer, and it doesn't change through the day. It just stays true to the colour that it was when you first applied it. Absolutely love that one. Now, moving on to blusher. I do take a powder blusher with me. I just think that they last a bit longer than the cream ones. But the powder blusher that I choose to take with me, it looks a bit like a liquid or a cream because it has a beautiful amount of luminosity to it. Can you guess what it is? I don't know, you might not be able to guess this one because I don't think I've mentioned it before. It's the Clinique Cheek Pops. Aren't these beautiful? Have you tried these? They're amazing. This one is in the shade Peach Pop. And look at that gorgeous flower embossing on the powder there. I've used this for many, many months, and that has not budged. That flower is exactly the same as it was when it was new. And you know, I said they're a powder, but they don't feel like a powder. You never get any kick up from it. It's got a really, really creamy texture to it. And Can you see that? It's got a lovely sheen, like a luminous sheen. And I don't wear a highlighter when I wear these blushes. I've got it on today. I don't know if you can tell. See, I've got a lovely sheen to my cheeks, and it's just a lovely peachy shade. I actually own 3 of these. I've got the pink pop, this peach pop, and ginger pop, which is slightly darker than this one. And they're just beautiful, and they've got a good amount of longevity. They do last for a whole day. And it's just a lovely dinky little size as well, so it fits really nicely and easily in your bag. So I usually take 1 or 2 of those. So what do I do after blush? Oh, I've not talked about powder, have I? So once I've done my base, my foundation and my concealer, I'll put on my setting powder. And for travel, I love my Mercier translucent loose setting powder. And this is in a lovely dinky little small travel size, which is really handy. Now, I don't often travel with a pressed powder anymore. I learnt my lesson a few years ago. Have you seen the way the baggage handlers throw around the suitcases at the airport? Well, I packed my makeup bag in my suitcase that I then checked in. And the men are throwing them around, aren't they? And when I got to my destination and I took out all my makeup, my powder had smashed into smithereens. And I was so upset because it was the Charlotte Tilbury one, you know, the airbrush flawless setting powder in the gold little compact. It was that one. And I hadn't had it for very long either. And I just remember being really upset. It made such a mess as well when I opened it. So from that moment on, I decided that I'm only going to travel with a little loose powder like this, because this is already in smithereens, isn't it? Nothing else bad can happen to this if you're on the move. So that's why I take that one. And it is a gorgeous powder as well. I use the full size of it at home anyway. So I'm glad I was able to find it in that small size. Right, so what have we done? We've done eyeshadow, foundation, bronzer, blush, concealer. Let's go on to eyebrows now, shall we? I like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I use that a lot at home. But the eyebrow pencil that I've been using the most over the years is the Benefit one, the Precisely My Brow. And I use this in the shade 2.5. It's a nice blonde shade. It's got a little bit of warmth in it as well, because I am a bit sort of strawberry blonde, and I love it because it's a retractable pencil, and you all know how I feel about retractable pencils. It's got a really fine nib on that side, and then on this side you've got your spoolie as well, so you can comb through your eyebrows if you want to. And I just love it. And this, because it's silver and shiny, it really stands out in your makeup bag. So if you do have a big black sack like I do, you can really see this at the bottom of your bag. Whereas my Anastasia one, because it's very small and diddy and it's black, I always think I've lost it. I could never find it in my bag, so that's another reason why I like that one. So that comes with me as well. Now, I know I showed you my Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette. I also take with me a stick eyeshadow. So if I'm having a more casual day and I don't want to do a full-on, you know, eyeshadow with brushes and all of that, then I like a stick eyeshadow. And the one that I've got with me is the Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Nude Beach. Now, Bobbi Brown, I think, and Mercier were the 2 companies to come out with these stick eyeshadows. And that's just a gorgeous, it's like, how would I describe this? It's like a pink, it's like a mauvey pink. Yeah, mauvey pink is how I'd describe that. This is a matte one. They do shimmers as well if you like a shimmer. But just a little bit of this through the crease and just blend it out with your finger. You look like you've spent time doing your eyeshadow when you really haven't. I mean, how long did that take me? Just seconds, isn't it? And they're waterproof, they're crease proof, they stay put all day. So if I'm using that, I will then often go in with a bit of an eyeliner. And I've brought 2 eyeliners with me, and they are this Charlotte Tilbury dual-sided one. She brought these out a few years ago, didn't she? This is actually the second one of these I've bought. This one is designed for green eyes. So she brought them out in several different colours to complement different eye colours. So she brought out a blue one, a green one, like a coppery brown one, and this was the one that I went for because obviously I have green eyes. It's in the shade Mesmerising Maroon, and you've got this darker sort of maroony purple shade there for the upper lid and the tight line, And then you've also got this lighter sort of pinky maroony shade to go on the bottom lid as well. And the two of those together on the eye, it really does enhance the green, the goldy green in green eyes. So yeah, I really like that. And it does complement the I Need a Nude palette lovely as well. And the other pencil that's in my makeup bag is the MAC, one of their gel pencils. They're called Colour Excess. And this is retractable as well. So if I forget my pencil sharpener, I've always got this one on hand. And again, this is a lovely purpley shade too. There you go. You see, I do like my purpley toned eyeliners. And this one is in the shade Graphic Content. It's limited edition packaging, but you can still get this pencil in this shade. So that's good. So they're my liners. Now moving on to mascara. I've also been in a long-term committed relationship with this product. And actually, this is a monogamous relationship because since I found this, it's the YSL Lash Clash in waterproof, in the black waterproof. Since I found this, I've had no desire whatsoever to even try another mascara. This is everything I want it to be. It gives me the right amount of volume. The brush looks like that. It gives me the right amount of volume, the right amount of length. It never flakes or smudges or anything. It lasts a long time. I can get 6 months out of this without it drying up or anything like that. And it's just the best one I've ever used. I've been wearing makeup for 30 years now. I've tried a lot of mascaras and this one is the one. Unless YSL ever discontinue this, I can't see a reason why I would ever not want to have this in my makeup bag. You'll never see me do a mascara video where I compare lots of different mascaras. I just don't see the point because that's the one for me. So there you go. Right, now lips. In terms of lip liner, the one that I really do think is the best that you can buy on the market is by Kiko. Good old affordable Kiko Milano. Now there's a Kiko in most towns and cities, isn't there, in the UK and across Europe, and they're fairly affordable, and I think these lip liners are the absolute best. I use this in the shade 504. Retractable pencil makes me happy. And this 504 shade, it's just a lovely rosy pink. Now, if this is your shade or not, you might not like this shade. If you go into Kiko, they've got loads of different shades. So I'm sure you'd find one that is more your cup of tea. Now for lipstick, I have two. If I want a bulletproof, full day, long lasting lip that I don't have to touch up after eating and drinking and talking for many hours, I use my Chanel. And this is one of the, what they called Ultra Tenue, so long lasting lip shade. So you've got the two ends, you've got your colour on this side. I'm sure you've all seen these, you know how they work. You put your colour on your lips with that side and then you give it a minute or two just until it feels a bit tacky, and then you go in with the gloss on this side, which just gives it a nice shine and some moisturisation. And this really, if I was going to a wedding, this would last me all day. If you want to, you can touch up with the glossy side through the day just to give your lips a bit more moisturisation. But I absolutely love these. If you want a more affordable version of those, the Max Factor Lipfinities are also excellent products. They're not double-ended. You get your two separate, the colour and the gloss separately, but they do last a really long time as well. I love those. So if I don't need a lipstick that's going to last for a full day and I just want a colour and I don't mind having to retouch up after eating and drinking, I will take my Lisa Eldridge lipstick. Now this is one of her luxuriously lucent lipsticks and it's in the shade, what's it called? Rose Official, this shade. A nice rosy pink. Oh, my swatches are all over the place. But I love this, and I especially love the magnetic clasp. Oh, so satisfying, isn't it? Love that. So that comes with me too if I just want a bit of moisturisation, and it does give a good amount of colour as well. Now if I just want a gloss, the one that's in here at the moment, if I just want a nice shine, maybe I will just put on my pencil and a gloss. I've got the Charlotte Tilbury, what's this one called? I can't remember. I think it's Luster or something like that. It's quite an old one now. It's one of the first ones that she brought out. And this one is in the shade High Society. And it's just like a, see, it's like a pinky, just like a neutral pink, really. I just think it looks darker in here than it actually does on your lips. But yeah, that's just really nice. And it lasts a nice amount of time for a gloss as well. It doesn't ever go sticky or anything like that. So I really like that one. Now I think that's it. Are we empty? Yeah, we're empty. That's it. So they are all of my all-time favourite, tried and true, and no, they're not going to let me down, products that come on every trip I go on. The only time I wouldn't take these items with me is if I'm going on like a hot summer holiday, if I'm going to be on a beach, things like that. I don't bother wearing makeup at those times. Do any of us? I mean, we're there to relax, aren't we? I will use SPF though, obviously, factor 50. And maybe in the evenings I might just put a little bit of lipstick or mascara or something like that on. Maybe not, I don't know, just depends how I'm feeling. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting. Please do let me know, what products do you take with you when you travel? What are your tried and tested all-time favourite things that you know you can rely on? And let's get a discussion going. Anyway, I'm going to film another video next. I'm going to do my skincare and hair care products that I take with me when I travel. Oh, I've not mentioned my hair, have I? You've probably noticed, if you've seen my videos before, my hair is slightly different today. And that's because I haven't blow dried it. In all the videos I've done before, I've smoothed it out, I've blow dried it on a round brush. Well, this time I haven't. I've just diffused it after I washed it. Just give it a little scrunch and a diffuse. So this is my natural wavy curly texture. So yeah, you will sometimes see me with my hair like this. So if you want to know how I did it, have a look at my next video, which is going to be the skincare and hair care products that I take with me on a trip. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.